is entering his first season as head football coach at Coastal Carolina University. He tells me what he's working on right now with his team for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Coastal Carolina football head football coach Tim Beck. Welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Well, I appreciate it greatly. Needless to say, you were named the fourth head football coach in Coastal Carolina's 20th year history last December. So tell me, from the time that you were named head football coach to right now, what's new with the team in Conway?
Well, our guys have been working hard. We started practice on Wednesday. Wednesday. So, it's been good. We're getting a chance to be out on the field, practicing. Excited. Guys are working hard. We had a great off-season program, and just the typical things from the time I got mentioned. Right, you got to deal with recruiting. You got installations. You got spring practice. You got summer weight, strength, and conditioning, and now you're in fall camp. So,
wow.
It's good to actually getting closer to playing time.
Yes, sir. And how many installations did you have this past season?
Well, it's all part of just putting in the new offense and new defense, new terminology and that with new staff. So, every day was something new.
Ooh. And I know you recently told Gabe McDonald with Queen City News that with every job comes challenges and that you just hit the ground running. So what are those other challenges that the Coastal Carolina football team is actually having that you have allowed to, take place and actually, take a charge of?
Yeah. So anytime you become the, I guess, president or CEO of a company, so to speak, you're dealing with support staff, you're dealing with hiring and firing, you're dealing with trying to put your own niche and spin on your team, right? And so you're dealing with those situations. You're learning the ins and outs of how the operation works, right? How does hiring processes work? It's everything you can imagine that as an employee or a person takes for granted on a daily basis when you have the same job over and over again, it's moving. They got to find a house. It's schooling for the coaches that have kids. It's, what I mean? So you're dealing with all the challenges that take place besides getting your guys ready to play football.
And what are those ins and outs that still stick out in your mind?
Yeah, as far as the things still yet to come
is
every day for us is new, right? Because we've never been together as a staff. So, we're going to have, our first game. We've never coached all together, right? We're going to have first road trip. We've never flown all together. So everything that we are going through all the way until probably January will be for the first time under my regime and with this coaching staff.
And I know you also told him that, this program is a gold mine. So how do you present this goal to competitors, fans, and supporters in the Coastal Carolina community?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think Coastal, the brand name, I think the color teal, a lot of it sells itself, right? I think there's a incredible reputation. There's great people here, and people that visitors and people that come see it and are around our community, right? Our coaches, our players, our faculty, our staff, our president, AD, they fall in love with it, right? Because they get an opportunity to see great, genuine people that love this place. And then obviously the weather, the city, the fan base, they were great support. That's why it's a gold mine, right? A lot of people, you got to come here to see it.
Oh, yes.
And you fall in love with it when you're here.
Oh, yeah. I, as a side note, my brother just graduated from Coastal Carolina last year in music education. Yeah. So we love the campus and the school. It's a great place. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know that you talked earlier, Coach, about recruiting. So what was your art of pitching this year to get those players to Conway?
Yeah, I think, trying to be able to let them feel the future and the vision, right? Let them know we're building a family environment, a program that's been very successful, and really finding the right kind of guys, our kind of guys to come to Coastal.
And I know that you also talked about in that interview with Gabe about potential and growth. So what exactly do you see with this particular team?
Well, we're a veteran offensive football team with a lot of playing experience. We need to develop some depth there. On defense, it's different. We don't have quite as many returning players. We did get a lot of transfers, so the interesting part there will be who's going to be playing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let me jump right into it. So, how do you put forth a campaign to increase that lofty standard?
Well, you just, you find the little things, the details. You just continue to. You want to. Number one, football should be a fun game. It's still a game. It's not work, and our guys work hard to enjoy the fruits of their labor. But our job is to help them reach the goals, dreams, and aspirations that they want to acquire. And so that's what we're trying to get done.
And what are those dreams and aspirations they have told you so far?
Some want to go to the NFL. Some want to win the Sun Belt Conference. Some want to go undefeated. Some want to try to get in the group of 6 playoffs. Some just want to start. Some just want to continue to get better. Some want to get stronger. Some want to get their education. Some want their degrees. And it's just a variety of it. And so as a coaching staff, each player is a little bit of their own individual. And our job is to touch on all of those aspects of their life.
And so, Coach, as we sit here right now, who is your most impact player?
Grayson McCall, our quarterback.
Yes. He's a household name around there. So what type of supporting cast does he have for this season?
Well, he's got a great supporting cast because, again, offensively, we're a little bit more of a veteran unit there. And so we're, you got a great receiving core coming back, all 3 starters, and Tyson Mobley, Sam Pinckney, and Jared Brown.
Yes.
Veteran offensive line. Will McDonald's started, I think, for 3 years, and Donnell Wilson and Zoe Lindsay and Willie Moyce and Dylan Luther, a lot of guys that have done some great things for him in the past, and then a very deep running back room. So he's got a lot of great weapons around him.
And you talked earlier about the defense. So how many starters do you have to replace that on that side of the ball?
Wow, I think 8. I think we have 8 that we need to replace from last year.
And to continue to build off those last 2 years, Coach, how are you preparing certain players to lead with that defense?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? Is just we have some veteran players that have played a lot of football. Maybe they weren't technically quoted starters, right? So they've played a lot of football. But getting those guys to lead the newer guys, the transfers, the guys that are coming in to understand our culture and work ethic and our standards.
So what is that culture now under your leadership?
Yeah, I think we have a great culture of love. Our guys love each other. They love playing football. Yes. They really do. It's great to come to work every day and be around these guys because they really enjoy it. And I couldn't be more proud of what they've done since I've been here, and them welcoming me and believing in me and the staff and really working hard.
Wow. And so altogether, how many transfers do you have?
Ooh, I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you. Probably over 20, I would bet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Counting incoming freshmen and walk-ons, probably 53.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. And Coach, so what are your 2 toughest games that you're preparing for right now mentally?
Coastal versus Coastal. All right. We just can't beat ourselves right now. That's the number one thing we got to make sure we don't do. And then just the first one. Just because it's the first one, not because it's UCLA or because it's in the Rose Bowl. It's because it's the first one.
Right. That's exactly right. Well, we'll be paying attention to this season and looking forward to all the great success that's coming your way and the team's way as well. Tim Beck with Coastal Carolina, thank you for your time here on Quintin's Close-Ups.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
Likewise.